Welcome to Toffee TV. This is the Everton News Daily. So many stories, so much going on, but still no signings. But tomorrow's going to be the big day. But plenty of news today. Obviously, in the last couple of days, it seems to be building up. Obviously, Morgan Schneiderlin is the big one. We'll come to that one in a minute. Just one that broke actually quite late last night. We just missed it. When I did the show. Was Frank Kessie. Atalanta believed to have knocked back a £50 million bid for the centre midfielder. Box-to-box player, very dynamic. Another centre midfielder. If it's true, it just shows you what the manager wants. Chelsea also tracking the player. Juventus tracking the player as well. Atalanta don't want to sell him, and certainly don't want to sell him for 15 million. They're looking more around 30 million towards the end of the season. And obviously looking to get some big teams in a bid more. I don't know whether it was just Everton trying to be cheeky, get in there early, but it's going to take a lot more money if they want to break the player out of Atalanta. That's one of the names from last night. The other one that has appeared today, and we mentioned it last week, is Ichiel. Belfodil. You know what, I said that about 20 million times before perfectly, and then I couldn't put a camera on me. I can't say it. Belfodil, the Algerian striker currently playing for Standard Liège. It's believed that Everton have agreed a £10.5 million deal for the centre forward, to the disdain of people who just haven't even heard of him. Yeah, it's an interesting one because we mentioned this last week on the show, and we didn't really know who he was. Checked out his stats and his YouTube and all the rest of it, and it doesn't make for very promising reading. I'll be honest. A player that played in Italy, played for Parma, played for Inter with not much success. I think he went to the Middle East to play, and now is back now in Belgium. A player who is seen as a target man, but a fast target man. Also can play wide of a three. So I think if this happens, what it'll give us options. It'll give us options for a target man, as I say, but someone who can actually beat someone one-on-one. I was reading a piece by James Horncastle. He's English, but he does a lot of Serie. Well, he does Serie A. That's his main thing, and he said, well, one-on-one, he's brilliant. He's lightning. He's decent in the air. It's just his goal return. Now his goal return has improved in the last couple of years. This year it's not too bad actually. I think he scored 7. I think he scored 3 in the Europa League. People have looked at his stats and just decided that he's terrible. Now I'm keeping an open mind because I don't know this player. I'm hoping to think that Ronald Koeman's asked Steve Walsh to find him a certain kind of player, very much in the Valencia role. And this is what he's come up with. So I'll be interested to see, if he does sign, what happens? Where will he play? Will he just be a squad player, or will he be in and out? Well, I don't know. But I think the most important thing is that, under the new regime, if we sign players, we give them a chance, because you can't just dismiss everybody on stats. I mean, if he was good, if Parma and Inter thought he was good enough, then he must be decent. There must have just been some kind of, issue when he signed for those clubs, and maybe now he's a little bit older, that issue's gone. I don't know. I'm willing to give the lad a chance and see how he fits in to the dynamic, to the jigsaw of what Ronald Koeman is bringing to the club. So that's an interesting one. That one has gone from being a rumour to almost nailed on within 12 hours. It looks like the deal has been agreed, and it's a case of him coming over now, doing personal terms and a medical. So will it be done for Sunday? I don't know. I really don't know. But it's an interesting one, because buying a player that you don't know anything about is always a little bit interesting. So we'll wait and see on that one. But I'm certainly not dismissing the player like I've seen a lot of people do. I think that's very harsh without knowing how he would fit into the system at Everton, or what his role is, or what they want from him. Listen, if he's a centre forward who can play across the front three, apparently he can drop off as well into a second striker. we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. If he can do a little bit of everything, then that could be a decent buy. I'm not really expecting him to set the world on fire. I'm just expecting him to be a decent squad player. So we'll see how that goes on tomorrow. Another name we've been linked with is George Hurst, son of ex-Sheffield Wednesday striker David Hurst, who we were actually linked with long ago as well in the 90s and almost got him. 17-year-old, and he's got a phenomenal goal-scoring record at that level. It looks like David Unsworth has actually seen him and wants to bring him into the under-23 squad, a little bit like he did with Calvin Lewin, and look how quickly that escalated. So this will be an interesting one. I'm told by people local that there's very little chance this could happen because he's such a big Sheffield Wednesday fan and wants to play for the club his dad played for. I think he's actually already played a first team game, so would he want to harm his development by dropping down to the Everton under 23s when he could be playing for the Sheffield Wednesday first team in the next 12 to 18 months? So that's a name we've been linked with today anyway, and we'll see how that goes, as because the under 23s, they're losing the best striker. Nias finally looks like he's going to Hull, so they're losing the best striker. Obviously the big one, before I come on to the big one, Tom Cleverley being linked heavily with Watford. Now that someone else might be coming into the club, it might be a good chance to get him off the books now. Watford are sniffing around him, I think, on loan. That would probably suit all parties if that happened. And also, from Italy once again, lots of talk again about Jared Delafeu going to AC Milan. Now that we might be bringing someone in. Again, I don't know how the two things tie, but a lot of talk coming from there. Obviously, the big story is still Morgan Schneidlin. Fully expect that to go through tomorrow. He had his medical today at part of the hospital and I think part at Finch Farm. He started following Everton on Twitter last night. His I don't know if she's his wife, but his lady friend started following Everton tonight and retweeted some jokes about Evertonians waiting a long time for the signing to happen. So certainly from that point of view, I think it's just done. Basically, it's just a case of him being announced officially, which I fully expect to happen probably breakfast time on Thursday morning. Certainly, when everyone's up and in a maybe after training or before training or after training, one or the other. So fully expect that to happen. No issues. I don't think there's any issues. We've seen with Finch Farm today. That should be tied up and he'll be straight into the squad for Sunday against Manchester City. He'll obviously train with his teammates for the next 2 or 3 days, settle in, and we'll see if he plays some part on Sunday. So that's done. That's done and dusted. Just needs to be literally rubber stamped, pictures in front of the tree and all that kind of thing, and that'll be the signing in, and then we'll see how the rest develop. And by the looks of it looks like Everton could be in the hunt for a lot more players, and as I said yesterday, that's great because not only does it make the team better, but it keeps me busy and it keeps me something to do. So let me know any of those we've talked about. If anyone's seen Belfodil, let me know. Belfodil. I had it all down before. It was perfect. I had it. I'm gutted. I actually spelt on a piece of paper phonetically, and it's actually ruined it, I think, for me. So if you've seen him play or you know anything about him, let us know in the comments. Or anything else I've talked about today, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching Toffee TV. This has been the Everton News Daily. We'll see you later.